Well, let's get into our next match here. It's going to be a good one. We've got a couple of C's spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Hard Lead. We have Team Liquid's Cure. Fresh on that Team Liquid. Doesn't know that he needs to be the blue player yet, but his opponent in the upper left-hand corner for the Twisted Minds, it is Classic. And this should be a very even match. These guys have both looked quite strong lately, and I think very similar level in my eyes. And as we get started in this best of three, I would like to remind everybody out there that there is a Matcherino. If you would like to click that claim code button on the Matcherino and add 25 cents to the prize pool, or if you're just looking at this player list and you're like, these guys deserve more money, and you know, more money than what goes in the prize pool thanks to the Patreon, you can add that money to the Matcherino, and it'll just be for this event. And while you're over there, while you're clicking buttons and hanging out and getting your Nexus's engineering bay blocked here, make sure to hit that follow button on Twitch, that subscribe button on YouTube. Just click all the buttons, honestly. Ooh, Cure trying to put down a second eBay. Cheeky boy. Classic says, get the hell out of here. Takes his Nexus. Beautiful. But yeah, thank you guys for supporting the tournament. Just that little bit of money from the Match Arena. So a lot of what that does is it offsets the costs of, like, you know, there's little fees for using PayPal. There's fees for using Matcherino. And the little costs of that is offset somewhat by, like, the Matcherino codes going in. So it helps the players out a little bit to have the prize pool be a bit over 400. Because, yeah, it costs money to earn money. You know what I mean? And it also costs money to spend money. So anything we can do to help recoup some of that is very useful. And those codes are free to click. Just got to sign up. Here's opening with a nice little factory here, with a Cyclone popping out. It's going to be a few Marines and a Cyclone. Could try to put some pressure on. Classic's going to hit with an Adept, but I feel like this Adept is just going to die. Oh, yeah, the Cyclone is waiting in the back to try to catch the Adept. The Cyclone, though, not quite as fast as it once was. This is like the post-high school Cyclone. You know, the Cyclone had its glory days in high school when it was a track star, and now it's a lot slower than it used to be. It just doesn't quite have the speed that it did before. Honestly, I can't relate as somebody who has always hated running, but oh, and Cure's gonna run into a Stalker and an Adept here. Just try to run by, but that is gonna be a dead Cyclone. I guess at least he gets the scout on the front of the wall here, but doesn't get to see anything that Classic's doing. Which is unfortunate for him because it's looking like at least a 3-gate blink here out of Classic. And Cure doesn't have any identification about that yet. And he's going to go for a drop to follow this up. Put some more pressure on. I have a feeling Classic's going to be moving out fairly soon. I have good news for you guys for when we're out of game is the cat is around. Oh my god, Classic scouting that medevac. I mean, this medevac is doomed to get nothing done now, right? Cure's gonna go for it anyways. Oh, I don't know about this. I don't know, Kev. The medevac, I guess, will live. The Widowmine is gonna just hide here. But Blink's about to finish. Classic tried to get that guy in the assimilator. That was so cute. Great warp in there. Classic stopping this drop from doing any damage at all. The medevac still has 4 Marines in it, but it's stuck in the back corner. This is buying time, though, for Cure to get some defenses up, but Classic's going to take a third base, so he's not going to get aggressive off of this. And because it is just 3-gate blink, he doesn't have to commit super hard. He can just take the base. No problem with that whatsoever. This is an interesting choice from Cure. He is going for a he's going for the interference matrix for his Raven. I wonder why he's going for that. Is he expecting... Okay, I have a scenario. And it feels very plausible. The Templar Archives is finishing up here. Cure doesn't have the scout on that, but I feel like Classic has been going for kind of a quick storm response to heavy bio play rather than going straight to Colossi or something like that. And yeah, that's what we're seeing out of him. So this interference matrix then is to shut down the prism when they engage. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense. Cure's just going to try to hold on to that if he gets a chance to shut that prism down, to turn it off when the fight's happening. That could be a very powerful moment in the game that Classic needs to be aware of, assuming he does go for the 4 High Templar and the prism strategy. But right now, it looks like he's just going to hang out, get some Zealots out, get Charge, get Storm. There's that prism, although it's queued up like it wants to go do some harassment instead of being used in the army. And Cure's just playing defensively right now, but he's kind of on a clock. He does not have a 3rd command center started. It's starting to feel like he's going to be all in on 2 bases here pretty soon. He's just producing units. He has a big army, but there's no economy follow-up to this, so he needs to go get damage done pretty soon here. Otherwise, it's not going to be great for him. There's somebody meowing all over the place here. He's very wants attention. And I think Classic knows about this move out. I think he's spotted it at least to some degree. And he's going to come in with the prism and just try to delay. Any amount he can delay is good here. Like, he doesn't even do anything. No commitment whatsoever. He's just pulling the army back. He can get more warp-ins. He can get a better position out on the map. And now... Oh! Well, he's going to miss control, and that prism's just going to die. That is a big problem for Classic, actually. He has no high ground vision or anything now. Pony Danza, thank you so much for the 11-month resubscription. Welcome back to the flock. You're here at the perfect time as we're about to get into it. And Cure, oh no, Cure's army getting caught completely out. A couple auto turrets going down before that Raven gets fed back. Classic just leaves. He sees the siege up, he sees the auto turrets. He just used all that Raven energy. He says, all right, peace out. But Cure is going to peace out and dive into the main base with a double drop. This could be his one way of getting this medevac back into play, is if he double drops on these Stalkers and this High Templar that's sitting here. I love this defensive posture right now for Classic. And he is going to be able to drop a Storm on some of these bio units. 2 Storms, in fact, really beautiful Storms. Come on, Cure, bring that medevac back in. He's got a double drop over on the right-hand side, too. Cure's going to try to hit in multiple spots here. There's a few Blink Stalkers here to take down these medevacs, and he is going to take this down. Good positioning here from Cure against the Zealots. And there's the recall over to the other side to defend the 3rd base. It looks like that medevac might have joined in the fray at some point, but didn't last very long. Widowmine's doing their job. Cure does have a 3rd command center back at home now. He did a little bit of damage on the other side of the map, but so far the trades have been almost exactly dead even. But Cure's going to be able to take his 3rd base. He did successfully at least delayed Classic's 4th base, so it looks like Classic is going to take one fairly shortly here. Except his probe is now blocked behind that pylon, so I guess not. Cure is moving forward with some bio, but Classic is trying to dive in. He's going to eat a Widowmine shot. I guess the armory's not quite done yet. There is a Ghost Academy done, though. And Ghosts are on the way out for Cure. If he can get those out and get an EMP or 2, that could be huge. Also, this Raven never died, and it's going to go for the shutdown. No, it goes for the anti-armor missile to try to wound those Zealots a little bit before it gets fed back. 7 probes went down in the meantime here as some Widowmines went into the natural. They're going to get lifted up by Cure, and he is going to keep them in the corner for an emergency in a couple minutes here as the Storms come in. The Zealots charge in. The anti-armor missile still active, though. I don't know if I love this for Classic. The Prism stays alive. It's going to drop and drop some Storms. The EMP's going down. There's another nice Storm, though. One more after that. The EMP's not quite connecting. Oh, my God. How is Classic keeping so much Storm energy available? 12 SCVs have fallen. I don't think there's any more Storm energy now. And Cure has healed up a lot of these units, so he's going to dive down the ramp. I think Classic needs to get out of here. The Widow Mine's on the backside coming in. Classic does avoid those Widow Mines, but he is going to lose all the rest of this. All the Stalkers, all the Zealots going down. He killed 18 SCVs, but Cure's going to drop a bunch of Mules, and that's going to give him time to catch back up. Classic never took that 4th base. I don't know if he thought he did with this probe, because if he queued this up and it canceled and he didn't realize until like now, that is awful. He does have a couple Colossi back at home, some High Templar gathering energy, but this is a tight spot right now for Classic. And Cure, I think Cure's in a great spot. I mean, this is a pretty even game, all things considered. Flip a Flapjack, thank you so much for the raid. Classic getting into double Colossi here is really, really nice. He's going to have 2 more pop in a second. Cure's going to try to dive in first, but I don't think Cure can really engage with the 2 Colossi here. And as the other 2 come out from the natural, I think Cure's just got to back up. Widow Mine doesn't really get much done on that Archon. Cure has 1-1, but we noticed that Armory wasn't done earlier. It's still not done. It's about to finish now, so Cure hasn't been able to start up 2-2. So the upgrade lead he had is not only gone, but it's reversed. 2-2 is on the way for Classic. That's a big storm there. Ooh, Medevac's getting gunned down here by Classic. And he's going to force Cure to just try to stim and keep running away as Classic is picking units off on the backside. It felt like Cure was in a nice spot. Oh my god, the storm. A bold storm drop there. And this is such a problem for Cure. He's losing every single one of his Medevacs right now. The Observer running ahead first so that those Widow Mines don't get any damage done. And Classic is all of a sudden up 40 army supply. And I think Cure is just fully dead here. I think Classic's just going to have way too much. The storms aren't even going to matter at this point. The 3 Colossi, the 2 Immortals, and just a bunch of gateway units. Cure pulling SCVs against Colossi. That is just the worst feeling in the world. EMPs going off. There's a nice concave here for the bio. Classic hitting at a big anti-timing right before 2-2. And yet, despite all of that, Classic's army is just too strong. It's too buff right now. He is going to drop a beautiful storm there in the natural. And even if Cure somehow cleans this up, look at how many workers he's lost. GG. Classic is going to take game number 1, but an extremely difficult game. Look who's back. Guess who's back? Back again. Bagel's back. He's a baby. Yeah, an extremely close game there between those 2. I feel like Cure really, he made some good moves. His 3rd base being so late was really scary, but he was able to get enough damage done with those drops. And I don't know, Classic just didn't take a 4th. And I feel like that was a mistake from Classic. Obviously, it ended up working out, but it felt a little sketchy there for a second. He instead put all of his money into more units. The double Colossus transition ended up working out really well for him. Yeah, Classic's been looking fantastic lately. It's been some really impressive stuff out of Classic in the last, I mean, maybe even just like 6 months. I feel like we've seen Classic really come back into it. Gumia's had such a good year, but I think Classic's been consistently giving him trouble every time they meet. I feel like that says a lot about where Classic's at too. I don't know, it's so cool to see these guys who went to their military service and have come back and kind of struggled a little bit when they came back, start to see that success again. That makes me very happy. We're going to get into game number 2 here, and spawning in the upper right-hand corner, we have Team Liquid's Cure, who has been one of the strongest Terran, I would say, of the last few years, but has never quite gotten to that top spot where he is the strongest Terran, even for just a short period or like one tournament. We haven't quite gotten Cure up to that point. His opponent has kind of struggled similarly, where I feel like he's been one of the top Protoss, but never necessarily the top Protoss. It is Twisted Minds Classic. He's had some great results. He's had some great series, but I don't know if Classic's ever been like the one guy, you know? I feel like there's always been another Protoss above him. I knew these were going to be good games today. It was so crazy looking at this bracket just from the very beginning, from the get-go. And trying to, like, I usually try to make sure, usually the seeding does this automatically, but I try to make sure there's no, like, really early matches where one of the players who I expect to go far is just going to, like, get knocked out, right? Like, we had Classic SOS and Shin versus Scarlet right at the start, and it's like, those are kind of brutal matches, but there was no way to avoid it. We had too many good players in there. I think poor Nice had to play against Gumiho. Nightmare and Creator fought it out. Like, I don't know. It was a tough one for a lot of players to start this bracket off. But, you know, round of 16s can be tough. The round of 8 so far is stacking up like crazy. We have Oliveira, Gumiho, Hero versus Shin. Shin is Ragnarok, in case you're unfamiliar. Changed his name to Shin pretty recently. I think it's his real family name, if I'm not mistaken. And then, of course, Cure versus Classic. I assume we have Dark versus Nightmare as well. But scores are not input just yet, so who knows? Maybe Cute got the win over Dark. And also, yes, the cat is very floofy. He's a long hair, so it's not like floofy outwards. He's got that fluffy hair, the fluffiness. Oh, 2 more racks coming here out of Cure. We might have the ability to get some heavy bio going in a little bit. It looks like he wants to poke and prod with the Reapers and Hellions. Classic does not have a wall here. And the 3 Reapers going to dive into the main base where the Adept is waiting for them. Nice little pre-shade there from Classic. But 2 Reapers still going to be able to dive in here and get some annoying damage done. Meanwhile, the Hellions on the low ground are going to be able to gun down some probes down here. The shield battery is going to help a little bit. And those Hellions are going to run away. 3 probes going down so far. I think the Reapers died, actually. Looks like they got cornered and died. So Classic holds on, only losing 3 workers for those 3 Reapers. I think that's well worth it for Classic. And now Cure are worried about a counterattack, which is, I mean, it's fair. You scout all this, it's fair to worry about a counterattack. But it is just the 2 gateways, so Classic can take a very quick third. Even starting that third before Blink. Bull Myoja. Oh my god, thank you for the massive raid. Welcome everybody from, I hope, I'm definitely not saying that right, from Bull Myoja's stream. We have a banger of a TVP going right now. Cure is getting into Stim Combat Shields, going to be getting a lot of bio out and go for a potential big push here once he discovers that Classic did in fact take that third. Yeah, he knows about that, so we might see some drops here. In fact, he's already getting a medevac out, so it looks like he wants to put some pressure on real quick. Oh, this is going to be cute. All right, he's going to go for the Marine drop. Even picking one of the Marines from this bunker up while he hits the front with the Cyclone and the 2 Hellions. Classic is getting into +1 armor and 6 more gates. Oh, he's going to be going just heavy gateway. This is Gateway Man. Take me by the hand, Gateway Man. The Observer placed perfectly here for Classic to deal with this. So he's going to be able to warp some Stalkers in back in the main base. And I don't think Cure's going to be able to stick around. Taking some damage on that. And it looks like Classic also very ready for this. The Adept might go down, but that will be all the damage done here. Blink's about to finish. Oh, I think that's a dead Cyclone. It, in fact, is. And Cure's pressure gets absolutely squanched. shoved back. But he is going to have a follow-up. Mine's coming out, more bio, and the double medevac. Going to drop a third base. Okay, all right. It's macro time. And Classic, not going to make the same mistake he did in game one. He's like, I never took a fourth. What was that about? I don't know. He's just going to take it now. Just going to take that fourth base absolutely immediately. And I think this is a great choice. Cure's going to move out. I mean, worst case scenario here for Classic, he has to cancel the fourth. But I think that's still pretty okay for him. Looks like he's going to stop this drop, even saves all three of those Stalkers. Cure is about to hit this base, though, and I don't think Classic is quite ready for this. He has some units nearby, but Charge is not done yet. He's going to pop the Guardian Shield. Cure, though, recognizing that these are slow Zealots, and he is ready for that fight. The Widowmines do go off on just those very forward Zealots, though. Bit unfortunate there for Cure, and he's going to have to back up. Oh, the Marines coming in, though. Wait, that Prism. Oh, it had the 3 Stalkers, and I thought it had a High Templar in it. I mean, 3 Stalkers is still pretty damn good for, I think, 7 Marines without a medevac that just happened to run into the third base. So Cure finding some damage where it felt like Classic had held perfectly. Getting the 3 Stalkers. Gets the Prism as well. That's annoying. Classic is going to have to remake that. But Classic feeling like he wants to put some pressure on across the map. I don't think he can attack into this, though. The style Classic is going for, you have to overwhelm with Zealots if you're going to crack a bio army like this. And he does not have overwhelming numbers right now. And Cure has a bunch of Widowmines. He's got a ton of medevacs as well, so he's going to be able to keep those units healed up. Classic's going to try to hit over here. There is a bunker to help out these SCVs, so I don't think Classic's going to be able to get too much damage done. But he's just trying to pull this army out of position so the Zealots can run in. That is an insane amount of Zealots for a run by, though. I feel like Classic, this could be overcommittal. Unless Classic just decides he's going for the complete reversal here. He's going for the all-in on the other side of the map, and Cure is now caught, pants completely down around his ankles, and he's going to turn around and go back home. And this is a scary time for Cure. But here's the thing. If Cure can clean all of this up, no matter how much economic damage he's taken, if he can clean all this army up, he's going to have a massive army lead. Classic has killed a lot. It looks like he's killed this base. Oh, no, the base flew away. He's killed 15 SCVs. He does recall a lot of the Zealots here. But now as Cure holds on, he does take the army supply lead. The upgrades are about to be pretty much equalized here. It's going to be +2 armor for Classic and 1-1 for Cure. Classic is waiting to hit with another group of Zealots. Is Cure not going to counterattack? I really feel like he needs to counterattack. Classic is solidly on 4 bases. Not a huge probe count, but enough to be mining minerals at every base. God, he's only on 2 gases right now. That is so insane. He is just pure Zealot, man. But these Zealots, once Cure's army gets this big, Zealots actually suck. The speed zone's going to help there a little bit, but the Widowmines are going to burrow. And these Zealots cannot hang out by those burrowed Widowmines until they've gone off. And there's a beautiful shot. This is already a great start to the engagement for Cure. The Super Shield Battery going to try to keep them alive. But look at that army supply. It is getting higher and higher for Cure. Classic flies another Warp Prism over top of Cure's army. That is the 3rd one in this series. I think Cure's going to have too much here. Yeah, his economy is pretty crap back at home, but who cares if your army can just win the game? Classic desperately needs to hold, but he is consistently down 40, 50 army supply now. Immortals getting their shields triggered by the Widowmine here is going to allow them to get targeted down. More Zealots warp in. That's pretty much all Classic can do. He does have his first Colossus out, and he's got another one on the way. But one Colossus is not that scary to this much bio, and they're going to just step forward and gun it down. Probe's getting pulled off the line. Can Cure push through this? It feels like he can. He is pretty low on medevac juice, though. Not a lot of energy available. Widowmines continuing to get hits, though. The Stalkers could not blink away from that one. And it looks like Cure is going to just be able to push through this. Classic's going to sacrifice his 4th base, but what does he even have to pull back to? He's on 30 army supply right now, even with a fresh warp in. The Colossus is going to walk over. Oh my god, he doesn't even have Thermal Lance. His Thermal Lance is just starting. And that's why those Marauders were able to jump on the first Colossus so easily. All Cure has to do is keep reinforcing across the map. He's got pretty decent 3-base mining back at home. And he's just going to be able to push through this. There is no way for Classic to hold. We're going to be going to a game 3. The moment Classic realizes it. He's trying. But there's just no micro you can do with Zealots. Zealots are really good, but they don't have any micro potential whatsoever. I actually can't believe Classic's still in this game right now. He's on 67 supply. This is the fantasy GG timing. You know what? He's been watching those Bly games in the ESL Masters. And he, just like us, is just happy to see Bly back. But he doesn't realize that the Bly GG timing is non-standard. You know it's never good for the Protoss if the Widow Mines are hitting the Colossi. Yeah, there it goes. Gets tapped down. I don't know, man. I feel like Classic at this point is just trying to mess with Cure. There's just no way he holds. I don't know. I run out of things to say. I try to wrap the game up, like commentary-wise, right as we hit the end. And usually it works out pretty well. A lot of times I can finish my sentence off right as the GG comes in. Because players are pretty predictable. But occasionally, they're just like, no, I'm going to fight this one out. And I'm like, oh, you're dead. I don't know what to tell you. Game's over. Khan redeeming the Yeehaw. The only thing I'm concerned about is will that wake up our special guest, Officer Everything Bagel, who's currently asleep in the corner right now. I'm a little worried the Yeehaw is going to wake him up. You know what? We'll go for it. We'll go for it. We'll see if he notices. Maybe he won't even notice. The cheeky little Yeehaw! He noticed. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, my friends. Let's hop in to game number 3. Followed that Yeehaw. Spawn in the upper left-hand corner of Oceanborn. We have our red Terran player, Team Liquid's Cure. His opponent in the lower right-hand corner. For Twisted Minds, it is Classic. Yeah, he woke up and immediately went back to sleep. He knows I'm on my shit again, you know. He's already had to deal with me for like 4 days now. He already understands. He understands the kind of person I am. Where is this probe going? Classic out here scouting for proxies. I love it. Just hitting over here. I have seen a couple of like single barracks proxies here. But I love that Classic is checking for that. I will tell you, on my day off, on I think it was Wednesday, I went to sleep pretty late, and I usually sleep in very late on my days off. But he woke me up at like 10 o'clock. But he did not wake me up in a rude way. He woke me up by cuddling me. Which, if that's not just the cutest thing and probably the best way in the world to wake up, I wasn't mad at all. I was so happy. I was so happy to be awake. He just like was headbutting my face so that I would cuddle him. Absolutely adorable. Oh, he's done so much kneading. He has made so many muffins. He's put so much time in at the bread making factory in the last few days. I have scratches all over. He's even like, I took a nap before this stream and he was kneading my throat. And I was like, you got to be careful, bud. That's scary. I don't know if I like that. And like sometimes he'll go to knead my face and I'm like, maybe not. He's usually very gentle when he does that. Like usually there's no claws when he's doing that, but it's still like really scary. Maybe not. Maybe not. I was not talking about a pro player. That was me talking about my cat. Understandable misconception there. But neither Classic nor Cure have needed my face before. Maybe this year at Atlanta, if I'm lucky, a pro player will need my face. If I could be so lucky. The Classic's going for a proxy Stargate, just trying to get a cheeky Oracle in here. At a time when maybe Cure is not expecting it. It's very interesting to see the proxy Oracle at this stage. So like the post-Nexus proxy Oracle is such an interesting choice from Classic. There's a Widowmine out for Cure, but he doesn't have any follow-up just yet. It's just the Widowmine and a couple of Marines. This could get some damage done. Where did that Widowmine go? Oh, it's up in the main. Okay, it's a good position for it. Oracle going to dive into the natural. Gets 2 kills. Let's see if Classic's paying attention. The answer was no. So 3 SCVs go down, but not really worth it for Classic for that Oracle. And not only the Oracle, but like proxying, it's kind of a lot, right? He's pretty much guaranteed to lose the Stargate at some point in this game. Ooh, but the second Oracle is going to get the scout and pull this drop back. And Cure's going to have to unload this medevac to defend against the Oracle. He's going to fly into the main base. This Widowmine is not left, so Classic needs to be careful, but I guess it's not going to matter anyways. It looks like the Vikings going to get the kill. No? How does that not hit? What? I thought Vikings had like 47 range. That was my Oracle. The Viking would have killed it. Stargate has been found. Cure is going to be able to take it out here probably. It looks like Classic was thinking about going to defend it, but I think at this point it's probably better to just leave it. Don't want to get caught with your pants down here. He's got a third base on the way. He's got Blink on the way. No need to go save that Stargate. Oracle narrowly misses the Widowmine. Whoop. Whoop. Oh my god, Classic. Dodging like a professional. And Cure's gonna dive into the natural. There's nothing here actually. It looks like, yeah, the recall's got to go down to get some of these units back home. The medevac decides to just drop out the rest of the Marines and fight this out. And this is actually working out very well for Cure, who's gonna be able to gun down 1, 2, 3 stalkers. I don't know, some good micro here from Classic, pulling back some of these stalkers. The Marines doing their best. They're going to gun down some probes instead. Just 1. They get 2 stalkers and a probe. Not too bad. Damaging a couple of these ones as well. Just a little bit of scuffling here and there. Cure back at home. No quick third CC or anything. Just trying to get into a lot of bios. Looks like a very similar build to last game. To follow up that opening. Classic into the Quick Temple Archives. He has charge on the way and 5 gateways. Similar to last game, but actually it's more like game 1 with the Quick Storm here from Classic rather than that Quick Forge for the armor upgrade. Pure trying to build the third base, but it looks like Classic is going to put the kibosh on that at least a little bit. No, okay, he doesn't blink up there. Probably smart. Cure had a lot of bio nearby. I like the Raven here from Cure as well. In game 1, he got the Interference Matrix upgrade. It looks like he got it in this game as well. So that's going to allow him to potentially shut down the Prism, which I thought was going to be his plan in game 1. But what? This Viking has 12 probe kills. Oh my god. It almost gets a 13th too. That is insane. I was so focused on the other side of the map, I didn't notice it. And I feel like Classic just had the same reaction of realizing he wasn't noticing it for a long time. That one Viking just doing huge amounts of damage, equalizing the worker count here as the third is finishing up for Cure. Some fantastic harassment there. Bit of mishandling from Classic, perhaps. And Cure's got the double drop coming in. Stim and combat shields are done, as is +1. This is going to be a very powerful group of units, and oh no. Oh god, Artosis. Artosis, wake up. Artosis, I know it's late in Canada right now. Please. Please wake up. Oh, Well, he stayed asleep. Fortunately, Cure did not notice the Artosis pylon, and it stays alive. But the Stalker's just recalled into the nest of bio units with Stim and +1. It didn't work out great for him. Marines are going to dive after the High Templar. They're not going to get it, but 16 more probes going down as Cure was also hitting in the third base here, it looks like. The pylon stays alive, but Classic just lost a lot of stuff. Supplies very in favor of Cure now. In particular, that army supply is very, very notably in the Terran's favor. And Classic, he has Storm, but he's only got 2 High Templar. There's no Prism here or anything. Oh, man, and the auto turret's going to go down. This Raven has 8 kills. I have a feeling those are all probes. And now Cure's just going to defend because he knows he just did a lot of damage and he's in a good spot. And this is a great move from Cure. Burrow those Widow Mines, just play in a defensive posture, get your ghosts out. He's got the armory on the way as +1 armor is finishing up. Cure's in a fantastic spot. I'm trying to find an advantage here for Classic. But I'm not really seeing any right now. They're going to be on even upgrades for a while, but Cure should be able to kind of jump ahead. And oh no, that's not going to be even upgrade. Sorry. Classic never got that +1 attack. He's just now starting it. Classic's down in upgrade. He's down army supply. He's down in workers. It's 3 base to 3. He's repowered the Stargate from earlier on in the game to build Phoenixes, but I feel like Phoenix, I don't know if one Phoenix is going to help. Maybe if all the Widow Mines go off on this bio army and splash damage friendly fire it, maybe this Phoenix can win the game for Classic. That is the one scenario I will see. Now there are ghosts out to try to EMP these High Templar. Oh no. Oop. Watch those Widow Mines. They're dangerous. Classic should still be able to get 1 or 2 storms off, but the question is, will they connect and will they be able to get the damage done to hold Cure off? Cure is up quite a bit of army supply. That's a nice storm to start off with. There was an EMP as well, but still some storm energy behind this. Oh, the Zealots run way forward, though. Classic losing a bunch of Zealots for absolutely nothing. The EMP goes down. There's one more storm, but I think that's the very last one as the EMPs hit the rest of these High Templar. Super Shield Battery turns on, but it has too much heavy lifting to do. Some storms come in from the side here. I don't know where those came from. The Widow Mines do not friendly fire the entirety of Cure's army, and Cure's just, I think he's just too far ahead, guys. He is up 40 army supply on his opponent. He's got 2-2 on the way, and he is just rallying across the map right now. He's up 50 supply in total. If Classic was defending a 4th base, maybe I could believe, but I think my belief has been suspended to its maximum point, its breaking point. I've suspended as much belief as I possibly can, and it is suspending no longer. My suspenders have snapped. My pants have fallen down. Oh no, guys, please help. My pants are falling down. Looking like a fool with my pants on the ground. I can't believe Cure is giving him so much space right now. Cure is in I mean, he's maxed. This is the time. He's got a 4th base. The Oracle's going to scout that 4th base. Classic's got 1 more engagement in him right now. The Stasis Ward's not doing it. He just needs to land a couple EMPs here, Cure does. It does take 2 EMPs to fully de-energize these units, but he's got a lot. The Ghosts are very far forward. The 2 Colossi coming out, but there's already 4 Vikings in the sky. The Shield Battery overcharges once again. Just needs to be targeted down. Cure, I don't know if I love Cure's handling of this fight, but I don't think it's going to matter. Even with 13 SCVs going down on the other side of the map, Cure just has too much power. And he is just pushing through. And he will take the 2-1 victory over Classic. A very solid series there between those two. But Cure making some big moves, man. And stuff like 1 landed Viking killing 12 probes, that can just fully end the game. And I think in that game, that was a real breaking point there for Classic.